even though my husband says I pay somebody to talk to me. Well, that is what therapy is. But if it works, it works. Yes, I like it's we therapists know that we're there for hire. That you're paying us to talk to you, but that's kind of the point. You get you get the undivided attention of a human being who's got a level of training in dealing with the things that you're talking about for 50 minutes. How often do we get a person's undivided attention for 50 minutes a week? That's kind of the beauty of therapy. So, yeah, you pay us, but we still care. It's not like if a person stops paying for therapy or can no longer come in that I stop caring about them. I'm off my meds for almost 2 weeks and I have a lot more energy again. I even started a new workout to start losing weight again. I'm sure that's excellent, Bonnie. I mean, are you off your meds because of working together with your doctor to go off of them? Or is that just a choice you made? Next week, I get to see my therapist for the first time in about 3 months. I'm looking forward to it. Nice. Damn, these girls dropped a lot of beer. By the way, if you don't know where this game if you don't know what happened last time, I am struggling with grief about my wife who has early onset, I think Alzheimer's or dementia. I took a job as a fire ranger, or like a fire watcher, and there was somebody ransacked my tower, and there was some worry that it was this group of girls who I busted at the lake for blowing off fireworks and drinking. And we're on their trail right now, and somebody cut the wire, and we have to figure out who cut this communication wire. So now you're caught up. It's nice to have proper validation and also someone to sort through my thoughts and point out things I may or may not have noticed. Exactly, Lerna. It's a third party who doesn't really have any other agenda other than to pay attention to you. You know, they don't have... I think there's a beauty in that. That it's not about what I think personally. It's about my ability to assist professionally. Yeah, there you go, Tiberian. I actually there's something to be said for that. Yes. We're just feelings prostitutes. Find the teeth. So well, they did have a beer can trail. Really nice about therapy too is that you can get feedback about something where the therapist has no bias in it, as well as no emotional investment, because sometimes we need someone that isn't close to something, can give us a point of view which we wouldn't normally easily come to. Here you go. What's your opinion on breakfast for dinner? I had waffles and maple sausage for dinner tonight. It was pretty great. I'm down with it occasionally, Skog. I can't do it as often as some people I know, but I'm down with it, especially if you're in the mood for it. You seem to be going the right way. What's up? Can't help but be nice. Is Bigfoot in the woods? I hope not, because I got absolutely nothing to fight him with. Aren't there sex therapists? There sure are, but they're not going to have sex with their clients. That is muy illegal. That is very unethical for a therapist to have sex with their clients. In fact, there's a lifelong ban on it, to where even if you run into a client that you had 30 years ago as a couple and family therapist, you cannot have sex with them. Still an ethical issue. Social workers have the same
I've got an
deal.
On trail here.
Yeah, that'll happen.
So I'm screwed when it comes to getting past it?
Mm-hmm. Screwed until you clear it yourself, yeah.
Great. Well, if I come across some tools, I'll add groundskeeping to my ever-increasing list of responsibilities.
The sass. It's dripping with sass. You must be in California. I don't know if we're in California. I think we're in Colorado. My neurologist isn't spontaneously available, but we did talk about it a couple months ago, or rather I told her I'll be going off the meds slowly because I don't want to take them anymore. So far it's good, not too much pain. Well, I'm glad that you took the initiative of telling your neurologist about that, Bonnie. Good on you. My mom asked me to have talk with me, and if I would tell her what I missed as a child, do you think it's possible to not hurt her in a talk like that? I can't tell you whether she'll be hurt or not, Batuza. It's impossible to know. I mean, you may be able to anticipate whether something you say might be upsetting, in which case you can be maybe thoughtful about what it is that you say, but I think it's possible to have conversations where we don't hurt the other person in it. I think it's also possible that we could be incredibly well-intentioned in our conversations and still hurt somebody's feelings. I think it's just important, if you do hurt somebody's feelings, just to recognize that it happened and maybe not take it personally and see what you can do to rectify it. But it's a tough situation to be in. But I think anytime you walk into a conversation and you're really skittish about how another person's going to feel, especially if you've been asked to be honest about something, I think it's important to remember that, you know, that person's also responsible for themselves in the conversation. And if that person's hurt, they're responsible for telling you. You're not wholly responsible for making sure that you know what their emotional experience was. The hell? Nemi, hello. Joe Kim, what's up, dude? Firewatch is excellent. I absolutely love the game. I've known very little about it. How are you, dude?
And it's not one of the teams?
Oh, Wyoming, okay.
Well, it looks like it was lost a long time ago.
Well, you could always pilfer it for supplies.
Brian Goodwin. What's up, Brian? What do you got for me? Oh. A little Kodak camera. Some rope.
I am flush with ropes now. That pack was full of them, in decent condition, too.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
We're not going to worry about Brian Goodwin?
The
Like,
bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
Was he a ranger or something?
Oh, no. He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No. You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
You guys keep in touch, you and the Goodwin kid?
Nah, they took off pretty unceremoniously. Plus, what's a 40-year-old woman gonna do with a teenage pen pal?
Good point.
Anyway, so it goes. Have fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know, I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
sounds good. I don't really know what I'm going to use the disposable camera for, but I'll use it. Everyone's childhood is different, so there's no missing per se. Maybe if you wish you had more support, felt more confident, had that interaction, that would be something. True. I see why you asked. It's important not to take meds too lightly. Absolutely, Bonnie. Yeah, good call, Joe. Because if you don't know what the game is, you got a cool looking shirt, but if you recognize it, I'll call you out for being a nerd. It's a good way to go. What's up, Obiestro? Can you explain the general sense of apathy as applied against the theory from the myth of Sisyphus? God damn it. Sisyphus gets mentioned on stream a lot, and has been mentioned before, and I can never remember which one is Sisyphus. So, can you remind me what that is, Obiestro? Yeah, the conversations in this game are pretty cool, Thaddeus. I agree. Hey, Rupins. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Putt Dog. I only got 18 pictures left. We're going to wait. We got to make it worth our while here. Apathy against it. No, I know. So I know what apathy is. I don't know what the Sisyphus myth of Sisyphus story is. You got to tell me what that is, and then I can like refresh my mind on what that is, and then I can give you my thoughts. Is it the boulder up the hill guy? Or whatever the hell? Ah, what the hell? What the hell? Oh, here we go. Jeez. Curse to push boulder up the hill for eternity. Okay, so it is the boulder guy. To become apathetic against suffering. Well, okay, so apathy is sort of a... How do I want to put this? I think apathy is a coping mechanism. So, or tends to be. I think it can be one of two things. Apathy is sometimes something just that a person generally experiences because they've decided that they really don't care about what's going on just because it's not of interest to them. And then I think there's also a form of apathy, which is this is a coping mechanism because I care, but I can't do anything. I'm powerless. So therefore, I have to move myself into a cognitive state that says I don't care. But generally, apathy, yeah, is a coping mechanism. That if it's experienced long enough, then at that point, it can kind of become a person's organizing principle about something. So the thing that actually scares me the most as a couples therapist or as a relationship therapist is when people move into a state of apathy about their relationship, because that is one of the hardest things to work through and come back from. And if people are screaming and yelling at each other, that's engagement. At the very least, that tells me that they still care about what's going on in some way or another and feel like it's worth fighting for. When people move through the fighting and move into apathy and just kind of look at the other person on the couch and they're like, I don't really give a shit anymore. I don't care. Do whatever you want. It's absolutely toxic for a relationship and can kill it. So yeah, if a person's in a space where they're kind of doomed or whatever through some torturous thing, becoming apathetic about that can sometimes hold things in place and can even, to some extent cause distress, but it's generally a cognitive coping mechanism rather than an emotional experience. Kind of like the absence of an emotional experience. So, hi, Soya. How have you been, Soya? It's so nice to see you. 9, hello. Fun fact, in Germany, when someone is doing work that doesn't make sense or won't go anywhere, it's called Sisyphus work. Maybe now you will be able to remember. For whatever, that name gets popped up in chat a lot, and every time I'm like, wait, what are they? Boulder guy. Boulder guy's gonna probably help me. Loose stone. Read this note, huh? Dave. Guess who's going out with Debbie next week? No, not that shitheel Steve. It's your man, Ron. I went up to check on the new guy at Two Forks and heard him talking to himself more than usual for Lowe's. So I figured I'd stay away. Remember when you saw Chimney Rock having himself in that hammock? I'm starting to think the Forest Service only picks up the deranged and perverted. Except for us, of course. We're the creme de la creme. Let's toast to Deb at the spot. Ron. I'll keep that. In Maslow's hierarchy, self-actualization gets tossed around, but I've never actually been clear on what that means, actually. Is it just like meaning of life? Yeah, I mean, it's this whole big existential thing, Skog, which is like I've become in touch with who I am as a person. I understand myself in context. I have some existential understanding of who I am, what I care about, what my values are. I've been able to act on those values in some way, or I have set myself up to be in a position to accomplish X, which means something to me. It's kind of one of those things that like self-actualization is only really matters to people when their basic needs are met and when they're covered in other ways. Otherwise, if you're self-actualized and you aren't eating or you're poor or whatever, it's not going to matter.
I've chosen to never get attached to anyone who would miss me, but I know I'm a bit of an outlier. Wait, I don't mean that the way it sounds. I mean, I care about people and I like companionship as much as the next person. But why does it have to come from the same person for your whole life? My Aunt Kathy was married to the same guy for 4 decades, and when he died, she found out he'd been having an affair with a real estate broker for 15 years. Whereas my Aunt Judy traveled the world dating artists and musicians as she saw fit. Call me crazy, but I'd rather spend a week in bed with Sonny Bono than half a lifetime with some cheating stockbroker.
I'm actually married.
But you're here.
Yeah.
She's sick, and I shouldn't be here, but I am.
I'm sorry, Henry. What is it?
We'll get into it.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad.
Yeah, sure.
Look, I gotta go do a thing, but I'll have a radio. Okay, call me if you need to.
It's interesting because she is always the one that has to initiate with me, but figured I might as well share with her. Hi, Atomic One. And Monster. At least I did make it to one of the late streams. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Nine. It's nice to see your name. Did you see any of the debate? Not today's, no. And how many clients do you see on Mondays, and what else causes business on Monday? So I see generally, Titan, I see 5 clients on Mondays, and I spend most of my Monday afternoons doing background stream stuff. So clipping videos, getting Twitter queued up, YouTube stuff done. Also, I tend to get a lot of business done just in general with like her responding to emails, making a plan for the week, etc., etc. So, and then I have to wake up very early on Tuesdays, which is why I don't stream on Monday nights. By the way, good to have you in here, Titan. Would you play Life is Strange, Life is Strange 2 one day? You know, I get asked about... I've played Life is Strange already. Pretty decent game. I get asked about Life is Strange 2. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also, like, not super jazzed up about it. Like, the first one was just okay for me. Fence.
Hey, Delilah?
What do you got? You found him?
No, not yet. Why would there be a fence out here?
Because sometimes hikers go ass over tea kettle when on a trail.
So the Forest Service would put up a big chain link fence?
A chain link fence?
Yeah. It looks like it surrounds a huge area.
Huh. That's weird.
Do you think those girls could be behind this fence?
Well, having once been an ornery young woman, the last thing I would do is climb a fence. Especially if I knew I was in trouble.
I don't even know how I would get in.
It's really strange that that's out there, by the way.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like that we're stuck on the girls being the issue. Like, I don't know that the girls are the issue, and it seems like one time because I made that call because I was running out of time, that all of a sudden we've oriented our entire existence in understanding of what's going on through the fact that it must be those girls that did this. Not a fan. Check out Sea of Solitude. All right. I'm not familiar with that, Joe. It's a combination of Mondays are your grind day. No, Monday is not really a grind day. Wednesday is a grind day. Monday is just a busy day, but I wouldn't call Monday a grind day. Fine with getting up early on Tuesday. Also, are you familiar with insomnia? Yes, I am. Puzzle adventure game about dealing with loneliness. Really excellent. Interesting. Yeah, I've not heard of it. I went and shoved some paper towels in the gaps around the bottom of the door downstairs because it's below freezing out today. And if you stand by the door, it's coming right. Oh, God, that's the worst, Victoria. Oh, wow, Joe. That's pretty cool. Red Rots told me that she cried to this game. So I'm interested to see. I mean, we had a couple intense moments even in the beginning with this when they were talking about my relationship with my wife. So I'm kind of excited to see where this one goes emotionally as well. Also, the beer can trail is gone, and so I'm a bit confused as to where to go. I don't know if I went the wrong way. There's not really like an objective thingy here. The essence of Camus' work in the myth of Sisyphus stated that Sisyphus enjoyed his damnation in some sense, therefore his state is either self-apathy or some form of intense contentment. Well, sometimes when you're in an impossible situation, your brain sort of finds a way to make do. Ooh.
Sorry, I don't mean to just leap into it if you're
Yeah, I told you I would talk to you. I'm not really interested in answering that question. Thanks for asking, though.
Okay. Maybe I'll ask you again in a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, let's maybe talk about this on my terms, all right, Delilah? Dropping frames? Doesn't show any dropped frames on... Oh, it does show dropped frames on my end. Is it still? I have to go across today to go see a music coach on stuff I've been dealing with when it comes to music and why you sometimes suck. Anyways, have a wonderful rest of the stream. Well, I appreciate you being here even for a little bit, Nine, and I hope that goes as well as it can. So you guys are seeing hiccups. Yeah, see, I don't know what the deal is. It shows that I had 2100 dropped frames. Probably because I didn't restart my computer before I started playing tonight. God, I'm still like all scrambled from having fallen asleep. I don't know where to go. God, this game's beautiful because I'm lost. Oh, here we go.
Hell of a time getting this fucking flapjack off his ass and out to repair that wire.
Excuse me, Flapjack?
You know, like a loser, a chotch.
I really don't, but I do now.
Well, the next time you're at a bar and some banker steps on your foot so he can order his crappy martini, you've got just the name to use.
Hey, Flapjack, why don't you wait your turn before I bounce your face off a dumpster?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
From this burned section of forest, I have no idea where to go. Their trail is pretty cold at this point.
You're out by Mule Point. No one would camp out in the fireweed.
Hmm.
I want you to stay out there as a favor to little old me.
My pleasure.
Okay, we know these young women are sloppy. They must have left some sort of trail.
I just told you it went cold, Delilah. I guess we'll look around. To be a therapist, does the master's degree have to be an MSW? No, but to be a social worker, yes. But to be a couple and family therapist, your master's needs to be in marriage and family therapy. If you want to be a psychologist, you're going to have to go through a counseling program or a clinical psychology program. So you can't just go to school for couple and family therapy and then say you want to be a social worker. Doesn't generally work that way.
Did your wife's illness have anything to do with you taking this job, or did you just fall prey to the
Boy, she's really trying to pry.
when it comes to, how the hell you ended up out here?
Let's go ahead and ask a question.
Sorry, I don't really know what you mean by recruiting effort.
Oh, after last summer. Budgets went through the roof, a lookout in every lookout for the first time in 20 years.
Last summer?
Oh, come on, you're from Denver, not Delaware. This was national news, for Pete's sake.
Boulder. I'm from Boulder.
Same diff.
So are you going to let me know what happened that caused this budget increase, or what?
Wow. I can't believe you don't know.
I was a little preoccupied last summer.
Jeez. I mean, the federal government almost let Yellowstone National Park burn to the ground. Ring a bell?
Yellowstone is 15 miles away. Why would they do that?
Well, the short story is that for 60 years, we got very good at not letting forest fires happen. And then about 15 years ago, they decided that forest fires in wilderness areas like Yellowstone should be left to burn. So that's what they did. I can't believe you didn't hear about this. There were reports that the entire park was gone. Dan Rather telling the country that President Reagan didn't care on the nightly news. What the hell's he gonna do? Smoke jump in and snuff one out for the Gipper?
So what should they have done?
I don't even know. By the time the Yellowstone folks realized the little fires weren't gonna burn themselves out, 100,000 acres were gone. It's Yellowstone, People don't want to touch it. But we touch it every single day. But hey, I got a 30 cents an hour raise because we can't have another fiasco. If the goddamn park can burn down again.
Interesting. I want to know who Delilah is really bad. Still don't know that I figured it out. She sure is. Sure does poke though, which I guess I can admire. Boulder is definitely not Denver, right? I mean, 30 cents an hour back in the 80s, I suppose, would be a decent amount of money. I mean, not a massive amount, but find the teens. We can go left or we can go right. We're gonna go right down to. I'm gonna go right down to Thunder Canyon. And we'll see what's at that campsite, and if that's not anything useful, we'll go back the other way. Hey, Madam. Speaking of raises, I officially got the offer to discharge planner today, and it came with a 6% raise. Yo, Victoria, that's exciting stuff. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. Thanks for spreading some of the love here to the stream. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations, though. That's awesome. Controlled burn's probably a better management than letting all the fire build up. I would agree with that. I don't know much about forestry, but that certainly seems to make sense to me. Oh, boy. Yeah, so here we go. Back down to Thunder Canyon. So I don't know that this is... I don't want to go here yet. We're going to go the other way. By the way, this is as good a time as any for me to say, as I often do, that I appreciate you guys being here. Really glad you're on board, that you're watching, that you're chatting, that you're being your awesome selves, that you're keeping me company while I flounder around in this forest not knowing where the hell I'm going. Thanks. Speaking as a firefighter, a controlled burn in the woods is nearly impossible to control or predict. It travels too easily. You can travel by air if there's wind or under the ground. Yeah, I can't even imagine what that must be like to try to control something like fire. I mean, I get why we try to control it and stuff, but man. What a wild card. So now we're, yes, see, I've gone back in a circle. Probably go throw a rope on that. Well, I'm gonna go throw a rope on the other end, and then I'm gonna have to figure out where to go. There's no way that this is the right way to go. And feel my character's frustration because I am my character and I am frustrated. All right, so about $1 raise. Okay, way to do the math on that, Bonnie. Do you have any tips for building resiliency or rebuilding it? It takes time, monster. Building resiliency is not something that happens immediately. Generally, the best thing that I could say in terms of rebuilding resiliency is it's somewhat coupled with building distress tolerance, but it's one of those things where you've got to be willing to put yourself in situations that have some degree of adversity and then work your way through it and see yourself work your way through it and give yourself the due credit for having gotten through it in the way that you did. Resiliency is generally the buildup of people's ability to take their prior experiences and use them effectively to navigate future adversity. So avoiding adverse experiences or anxiety or whatnot is generally not going to be helpful to resiliency. Resiliency is going to build by being under distress. But if you can allow that to somewhat be on your terms as opposed to, just having to wait it out until something bad happens per se, that's usually for the better. But it's a lot of cognitive effort in addition to doing the emotional work around resiliency. But I think sometimes having somebody like a therapist, for example, to assist in that space of being able to help you give yourself credit, help you navigate through adversity, really giving you a lot of the credit for working through the adversity can go a really long way. So that would be my thought on building resiliency without knowing any specifics about the person. Back over here. Clearly I'm supposed to go that way. Have you guys seen anything? I'm cool with a little backseat driving here if anybody picked up on anything. While you're going to burn something outside, you're supposed to have at least a foot raked away from it so it's surrounded by dirt. No fuel, no fire. A great PSA, to be sure. Remember learning that in Boy Scouts. I was never good at building fires anyway. Honestly, I wasn't a great Boy Scout. I mean, really, the most eventful thing that ever happened while I was in Boy Scouts was me chopping off the tip of my thumb with a hatchet. That was fun. The trail's gone cold. No beer cans. Just wandering around aimlessly. All right, so I'm going to have to make a decision of whether I go to the right into Thunder Canyon or whether I go left onto the trail. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide this for me. So here I am at the fork. Right, Thunder Canyon, left, path. So give me a right or left in chat. I'm going to make the call based on what I see in chat. And I did Atomic one. I chopped the tip of my left thumb off with a hatchet. Just being an idiot 6th grader, chopping these like straw things that we were all pretending were cigars or whatever. Wasn't paying attention. Hi, Tan. Good to see you. This is the path here. All right, so we got right, left, right. Oh my God. Left. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Miss Murder. All right, so I got, what is up, Victoria? I'm gonna take up as being right. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go. So we got right, 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 right. All right, we're going right. We're going right. The rights win. What's on second, Skog? We're going right. There's more rights than lefts. Going this way. And we'll see if I'm correct. Would back be front? Would up be down? Would forward be backwards? All right, let's go ahead and rappel down here. I think I learned my knots. If I could tie an effective one and do that. All right. Canyon crossover. Let's go. Is this going? This looks like it's going back in the direction of that mysterious dude that we saw. Someone asked if a hot dog was a sandwich yesterday in group. Oh God, did it bring back flashbacks, Victoria? Such a popular question. The bread is connected. Is it still a sandwich? Oh man, here we go. Here we go. We have this conversation so often. It's great every time. That and pineapple on pizza. Yep, that one always comes out too. I still have not tried pineapple on pizza, so the jury's out on that one for me. I don't know. To me, a hot dog is absolutely a sandwich. I still can't clear these trails. Going this way. Right, a cereal soup. Well, then we went. And then usually what we do is we go into a space where we ask, is taking a bath? When you take a bath, are you human stew? The general consensus on that is no, unless you're going to eat the human. Miss Murder, I'm sure you have thoughts on whether a bathtub, whether taking a bath is human stew. I'd be interested in what those thoughts are. What is the best way to handle a situation where you know a friend needs help but gets very defensive aggressive when we try to help? I had to take some space from him, but now he is using every known trigger I have, plus threatening people I care for, only to force me to respond to him. Tells everyone that he's being supportive and doesn't understand why I won't respond. He tells me it's my fault he's reacting this way and that I'm terrible for making him into a monster. Boy, that first of all, Tupperware, I just want to acknowledge that sounds distressing and not like a fun situation to be in. Honestly, boundaries. You're not responsible for another adult human being. So when people are resistant to help, like, there's only so much you can do, and then you start having to take care of yourself. So if the person is kind of leading it to a space where it's become really toxic and they're essentially trying to manipulate you into helping them, I don't think that sets up for a good, helpful relationship basically ever. So I'm a big fan of boundaries and people who are in a caregiving position needing to have boundaries as much as people being taken care of needing to have boundaries. As awful as that situation is. Because that sounds terrible. But what if you... So are you just saying then, Atomic, that if I was to cut the hot dog bun in such a way that it was no longer connected, that then all of a sudden I have a sandwich? Because that happens sometimes just inherently with the hot dog. That you change the bun, or the bun gets kind of cut up because there's mustard and all sorts of wonderful juices and stuff. Like, then does it become a sandwich halfway through because the bread is separated?
Hey, do you see that?
See what?
No. Maybe. See what, exactly?
I can barely make it out, but there's a small wisp of smoke way down to the southwest. You should be able to find a way over there from the meadow by the lake. Towards 5 Mile Creek. It's in the southwest quadrant of your map.
What, you think it's those girls?
I'm pretty sure it's a campfire, so yeah, I'd call that a safe bet.
Man, they really do not give a shit, do they?
Not a one.
Yes, Jinx. Can a mod give Jinx a link permit for that to be posted? Thank you, Victoria. A roll and a bun are very different. Also, is this my Firewatch tower? I have no idea if this is my tower or not. I think it probably is, right? Yeah. Okay, so I made it all the way back here. Southwest corner. All the way down there. So we gotta go back through the meadow. Good Lord.
You never give up, do you? Good.
K-Girl. 17 months. Thank you so much for the sub, K-Girl. How are you? Your sleep schedule must be jacked up if you're here right now. How are you? Feels like it's been a long time since we chatted. I understand that I will most likely lose a friendship here. How do I tell him that I wasn't trying to trigger him by taking space and that I reserve the right to call off the conversation? Well, so the thing you're talking about here, Tupperware, is telling a person a thing versus that person internalizing it in the way that you want them to. One of those things you have control over. The only thing you can control is how you send the message. So you can certainly say that if you want to, but if you're saying it and the success of whether or not you've handled that interaction in the way you want to is dependent upon the response that you get, I would say that's generally not the greatest reason or like the greatest way to go into that type of conversation. That really, you know, you can't control the way a person internalizes a message. So when you ask the question, you know, how do I tell him? I mean, tell him the same way that you told me. Generally, whenever somebody asks me a question like that of like, how do I tell somebody X? I always will look at them and say exactly like that. You just say it like that. But if that person's not willing to hear you, then there's only so much you can do. And I think we all get stuck in that trap sometimes. It's like we really want a person to respond to what we have to say in a certain way, but we can't control other people that way. We can only influence them to the best of our ability, but you know, we could be as mindful as possible about the way that we send messages. And I encourage people to be as mindful as possible about the way that they send messages. But ultimately, a conversation is a two-way street. There's a speaker and there's a listener. And the listener is just as responsible in that moment as the speaker is. And if a person won't take accountability for the way in which they're hearing the message, you're in a not great situation anyway with that conversation. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a long way of saying, like, focus on what you can control. I actually don't know the answer to that, Titan. I am unfortunately not that kind of doctor. How do you get people to think things you want them to think then? You send the message as clearly as you can, and you hope that if the person's unclear, they're going to ask questions about it. If the person seems to hear it in a way that you don't mean it, being gentle in the way that you repeat yourself and try to clarify your message. If that person seems to double down on their perception despite the fact that you are doing your very best to explain to them what's actually going on and the message you're trying to receive, at that point, then I think it's time to talk about boundaries and about how, you know, hey, I'm really disappointed with how you're internalizing this message, because I'm trying to tell you that this isn't how I mean it. And if you're not willing to hear me on that, like, maybe we need to stop the conversation. That kind of thing. Staying busy with work. Pretty good. I've been also staying busy with work. I've been pretty damn tired lately. So, you know, grinning and bearing it through the winter and all that fun stuff, but it's so nice to see you.
You never give up, do you? Good.
All right, so that was the lake. I need to figure out how to get down there. Putster, thank you so much for the 3 months. I appreciate it. All right, this is a familiar territory right here. Oh, and a vanilla soy latte is a 3-bean soup for sure. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if I have the brain power for that one, Victoria. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I know I can't control his feelings or his thoughts or whatever I say, but my biggest concern is trying to help him towards professional help that could benefit him. Perhaps it's out of my hands. Yeah, there's a fine line. I've mentioned this before, Tupperware, but there's a fine line between caring and taking accountability for somebody. We can care about people, and we should care about people, arguably. But caring does not mean that you can take over a person's responsibility for themselves, especially if they're an adult. Like, you might ultimately know that it would be best for that person to attend therapy or to do whatever. And if that person's not willing or doesn't want to do it, there's only so much you can do. And then you have to decide, do you want to continue to interact with this person in the way that you are, given that they aren't following through on whatever it is that you're thinking that they need to do. But we can't be accountable for, we can be accountable for us. We can be mindful of others and care a lot about others, but taking accountability on behalf of others is generally not the path to an adult or a healthy adult relationship. Is Chicago getting blasted with snow? Yeah, but not as bad as it was supposed to, which is kind of nice. Are you guys getting hit really bad, K-Girl? Because I got to believe Michigan's getting it rough. I was reading about the Purdue University Big Bass Drum and their drum crew guide. They mentioned that the drum has done appearances with famous drummers. I could imagine dealing with the egos out of control. It's all about me is not fun sometimes. I'm a big star and you aren't. I have no idea. It probably depends on who the big star you're talking about is, D. I'd like to share with chat that the Russian word for snow, which is pronounced like snig, which sounds like snug, but is the best way to be when it's snowing. Boy, my brain just had a fit trying to wrap itself around that. Thanks for sharing, though, Victoria. It's the start of spring here in Oregon. We got daffodils and... Oh, God, that sounds wonderful, Skog. Sounds... Oh, God, I would kill for spring right now. I really would. All right, we're making our way. Only about 1 inch. The other side of the state is doomed, though. Well, I'm glad you're on the good side of the state, then. Snow sucks. Oh, God, Chico. You kill me with that. By the way, Chico, I saw what you posted in, I think you posted it in You Matter Monday, and I just wanted to say, 1, I really appreciate you sharing. 2, massive kudos to you for all the hard work that it's obvious that you're obviously putting in, and I wanted to give you credit for that in person rather than just giving you a little heart. That was really cool of you to share, and I wanted to let you know I saw it. I just need sunshine. Yeah, this winter has been rough with the gray. That has really worn on me. Missing person. Oh, shit. Mitch Michaels, age 31, height 6'2", 165, short brown hair, distinctive facial hair. Mitch Michaels was last seen around Jonesy Lake on July 3rd, 1981. He was first reported missing on July 29th, 1981 by Forest Service personnel. He's not known to be familiar with this area. Mitch has seen around Jonesy Lake on the morning of July 3rd, 1981. Vehicle info, 1972 Ford F-250, blue and white, Montana license plate. If you've seen, contacted them, or have more info, please contact Shoshone National Forest Dispatch. Hold on to that. A little picture of Teddy Roosevelt in here. Nice. One day it's 80, the next day it's 30. The trees and plants can't decide to flower or not. There's already pollen and they're covering everything. Good Lord. That sounds awesome. My union's going on strike, so March 5th, all nurses are walking out of the hospital at 0700. First time for me. Oh, man, that's intense, Warped. I hope that goes as well as it can. Strikes can be really intense for people. I much prefer the Pacific Northwest climate. I like desert climate. I'm all about that Southwest. All about those Southwest vibes. Give me Arizona, Nevada. It's my favorite. Makes my eczema much better.
Boy, for as dry as it is this summer, there's an area down here that's lush.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
Nope. Didn't know that.
I didn't.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things?
Wow.
Also, by what it looks like on this map, you'll be coming up on a stream that should lead you towards where we saw that smoke.
Even when it's 100 degrees, Puster. Yep. I used to golf when it was like 110 degrees, and I loved it. I really don't mind it. Dry heat is fabulous. I hate humidity. This game is pretty. Like, this is adorable. This is fabulous. Like, look at this. We're just chatting. Just walking through the woods together. It's great. You can tell that it's an aspen by the way that it is, by the way, if you didn't know. Isn't that pretty neat? Excellent music, too. That's pretty neat. Me and Rodney just like filming it. Such an awesome video. My God. I want to shake that dude's hand. Pretty neat. Oh, we're coming up on it. What do you guys think is going to be at this campsite? For those of you that have never played this before. Ooh.
It's a really nice waterfall down here. Given those girls love a skinny dipping, I bet they're nearby. There's some cloth out here. It looks like it was torn from something.
Strange.
I'll keep looking around.
I don't see more beer cans yet. I just love the design of this game. Like, the art design of this is so good. Good night, Averith. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you sleep well. The good news is we're going to be able to go a little bit past the wall tonight, given the fact that I fell asleep. So, to those worried that I'm leaving in 10 minutes, I'm going to try and push past it. It was right by your feet. Oh. See, this is why I need you guys around. Where? Oh, geez. Good catch. My God. what I got you guys for. Saw that with my special eyes. Oh my god. My brand. Has anybody seen the Commander Shepard version of that? It's my favorite. My brand. Teen campfire. So we decided it's the teens. Damn woodchucks. Chucking that wood. Teen zone. Hey.
I have entered the teen zone.
Oh, really? And where's that?
It's the name of a magazine for girls. It's on the ground here at their camp.
You found them? Where are they?
No idea.
Not here.
The thing is, their entire campsite is wrecked.
What happened?
I don't know.
I have no idea. It's pretty bad.
Well, just look around. Make sure they weren't, injured or...
Murdered?
They weren't murdered.
Oh, you remember when I came out here to quietly look for fires?
They weren't. Just look around. Actually, you've got that camera, right?
Yes.
It might be a good idea to get a few snaps. Just
Oh,
Yeah, good thinking.
not a bad idea, Delilah. I actually had completely forgotten about the camera. Let's check out Teen Zone magazine. Top hunks. Ooh, look at that. Makeup to make out. The hottest tips, the hottest guys, the hottest gossip. All here in the Teen Zone. Pants! They're back! I think they did a pretty good job capturing the essence of me in this photo, don't you guys think? I mean, I remember this photo shoot back in the 80s. Kind of neat to see myself in that. Dangerous hunks. Tame your hunk with our top hunk tips. Hunks, hunks, hunks. You want them? We got them.
These girls have a full case of beer left here. A full case.
Well, they're impressive little shits, I guess.
That is some dedication.
Also tampered with the evidence already. Oh man, I remember when cameras were like this. Tame what we are, a piece of meat. That's right.
Your tent looks like it's been through the shredder, which would explain that scrap.
Ooh, there's a note.
What could have done that? Like a bear or, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but even a bull elk if it's off its rocker.
Whatever did it, did not hold back.
Note. Here we go.
Looks like someone left a note.
Intriguing. Maybe you should read it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh boy.
Let me know what it says.
Dear Psycho. We're off to a good start. All right. Dear Psycho, I hope you're fucking happy. We're leaving and we're going to find the police or whatever and tell them about how you creeped on us at the lake and then came and destroyed our campsite and all of our stuff. Oh, and stealing panties is gross out. You're probably a mental fucking axe murderer and are so going to jail. I hope it was worth being a jerk over some fireworks, dick.
Some of their clothes are all torn up.
That's not good.
Oh, they're gone for sure.
Well, what's it say?
Ooh.
Threatening to call the police because they think I attacked them.
Oh my gosh, well, did you?
No.
I didn't do anything to them, but it looks like someone had it out for them.
Then why do they think it's you?
Fuck, I don't know.
Huh.
Hey, I don't.
I believe you. Come on, Henry.
All right. It's weird what happened out here.
weird stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know. But they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back. And we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Yeah, me too.
Ah, we need the excitement. Oh no! I didn't want to move forward yet. Find boards downstairs to patch the window.
Hey, Henry?
Yeah.
What do you look like?
She can see me.
Because I'm horribly superficial.
Oh, absolutely Burt Reynolds.
Well, I get confused for Burt Reynolds all the time.
Oh, is that so?
Women say that we have a similar musk.
It's a big hat. It's funny. Funny because it's bigger than a regular hat.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot.
I'm not wearing shorts.
By the way, I'm not white.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Very, PC or whatever they say.
Oh my god, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. And if not shorts, then what do you normally like to wear?
Clothes. I don't really think about it.
Oh, come on.
I got a sweatshirt I like. Good jacket I got at the Buckle Barn.
Ooh, I love the Buckle Barn.
Just one of those brown ones, you know.
I do. Now tell me about your face. I'm looking at you across the bar. What do I see? It's not easy.
I got a broken nose. It's not bad or anything, but yeah,
How'd you do that? Your illustrious boxing career?
I wish. No, a guy was drunk and jumped on my back, and I slipped and ate a parking meter.
Eesh. I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing you. I need to know.
You're what?
Is that okay? Don't don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Fine.
Your eyes, tell me.
They look tired, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you hit a certain age and you think you're a younger person who just looks tired all the time.
Speak for yourself, mister.
But I guess that's getting old.
Well, some people might see distinguished. Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
You get what you need?
Absolutely.
So I don't think Delilah is in my head, but I don't know. I kind of have this nagging feeling that Delilah might be my wife. Because my wife drew me. Been a few parallels. There's things she remembers, things she can't recognize. I don't know if my guy, like maybe my guy knows that it's her, but he's playing along. But that doesn't seem right because we were talking through a walkie-talkie where she's drawing a sketch for the police. I'm being framed. I don't know. I don't think she's my wife, but there's like something about it where it's like, I don't know if I'm projecting onto her or what the deal is. Being framed. Yeah, who knows? That would be crazy if I was being framed. The Singular Mind. Oh, yeah, we read that one. May 3rd, 1989. Think today is going to be normal, although Delilah is having a hell of a time getting the communications wire fixed. Those girls did a real bang-up job effing us over. A few days before I left, I got a call from Jules' dad. Realized I hadn't really talked to him over the past few years as much as I thought. I think I was so worried about getting Madeline on the phone whenever I would call that I just stopped calling altogether. I wonder who that is. I guess that's the sort of thing writing all this stuff down is supposed to make me realize. Anyway, Mick just wanted to see how I was doing and wanted to have me out. And I appreciate it because he's got that ain't no worries bloke attitude, but it doesn't feel right. I bet Madeline's been hard on him. God damn. Here's something else I realized. Jules liked my parents. She liked them both. But that didn't stop her from laying into me with, "You're acting like your father." And I realized that I love the parts of her that she got from Mick, and the parts of her that she got from Madeline scared the living shit out of me. Except for the whole looks department. No denying she looked out there. This makes me a little bit angry that I have not tried to pay attention to this leading up to this, because I would have loved to have read more of these. Oh, I do have a beard. I'm not a bad looking dude. Now I'm going to throw this, apparently. God. I don't want to throw this. I want to, like, set this down. There we go. See, anything else cool in here? Pathfinder, toolbox. Truck Alaska. Okay. There's the Aspen. That's how you can tell the way that it is. Okay. Go back out there. I don't know if, I mean, I don't know if she's dead, but I would imagine that I'm grieving her. So there may be the was in the, as being past tense talking about her in the sense that, like, my wife's no longer who she used to be or whatnot. I don't know. It could be just part of the grief process using was. Don't pick up anything else you don't want to spike on the ground. Yeah, apparently. I just, like, just get a couple more boards. 2, 3. Let's go. Where did I put them? May 1st, 1989 actually started on a Monday. Gaming details. Great subreddit, by the way, for those of you who don't go to that subreddit. Gaming details is pretty awesome. Also, how did my window break? Was that broken by the intruders from a couple days ago?
I got that window all patched up. So, what should I do now? What's next?
What's next? What do you think is next?
Well, you've been the one giving me tasks for 2 days straight.
What's next is you sit in that room until September 1st and call me at the first sign of smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you let me know when you're mentally prepared for that task, and I'll give it to you.
Okay, I think I am ready to tackle my long-term commitment of keeping this national forest safe from total destruction.
I am glad to hear you've really thought this through.
Of course.
We've issued you a comfy chair to sit in and everything.
You know, it's not really that comfy. I mean, it's wooden and there's no padding. I think I actually got a splinter in my thigh this morning.
Aww. Well, regardless, take a seat. The forest depends on you.
God damn it. It's moving through the game faster than I want to. I'm gonna eat this sandwich.
Hello, Henry. Having a nice afternoon?
Well, I was.
Hardy har. Ugh, I'm finally paying for all those years of giving my bosses attitude. Look, I called with bad news. 2 young women, Chelsea Stevens and Lily McLean, were reported missing. They've got parents out in California who haven't heard from them in a week. They were supposed to meet an aunt down in Cody. If they're the girls from last week, then you're probably the last person to have seen them.
It's a coincidence. How many pairs of girls go backpacking?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, probably a lot.
So I guess you didn't get their names then? Look, it's not gonna be an issue. I mean, if they turn up dead, then maybe. Should I just not say anything and save us the trouble?
Our favorite.
I'm gonna take your silence as maybe we just don't say anything. Alright, Henry, thanks. Enjoy the sunset.
Also, Atomic One. I don't know that I have a concrete answer for you on that question. That's a very complicated question without me having any context to be able to answer it.
Get out of bed and pick up the radio.
Ooh, she's not usually that directive.
What do you want?
Hey, you big dumb idiot.
Julia.
Hi, Jules.
Oh, you sound tired.
I am.
Are you having a nice time?
I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I'll let you get back to sleep then.
Okay, Jules.
Delilah seems nice.
Sure.
Bye, baby.
Is it too much of a pain in the ass to bring supplies all the way up to our towers?
Well, I get my stuff hand-delivered.
Oh, how's that work?
It's the perks of a decade of service. You're out hiking in 90-degree heat, and I get to do crosswords. Isn't life miserably unfair? Anyway, when you find a supply drop, remember it's not just for you, okay? Other lookouts, biologists, a few people get their food there, and I don't want to have to call in for more. There should be loads of good stuff, though. Beans, prunes, jerky. You know, my sister eats 6 prunes a day. 6. She's, like, really precise about it. She'd be great at this job if she didn't need wheelbarrows full of marijuana to function.
I'm confused now.
Hey, so... who's Jules? I don't mean to pry. It's just,
All right, we're going to stay measured here.
How do you know that name? I haven't said anything about Julia. Wait, is there something going on that I don't know about?
What? No. Look, a couple of weeks ago, you called me in the middle of the night, and you were talking in your sleep, I guess. I only heard the name Julia, so I figured I'd ask. Look, so a couple of months before I took this job, I was with this guy, Javier. Ugh, he's incredible, caring, sexy as hell. He was a driller down in Casper. We dated for almost 5 years. I was working with the Wyoming Outdoor Leadership School, and I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be an instructor so badly. And I was sure I was going to marry Javier as soon as I could be bothered. Wells was also a good excuse to get out of town, drink whiskey in the mountains, cut loose. Then, Javier's brother got killed working in Gillette, and for some reason, I didn't come home. Javier said it was fine. He'd go to the funeral, take care of his mom, stuff like that. It'd be easier solo. When he came back, he left me. I came out here. I lied and told my sister he fucked our neighbor. So, I lied to you. I came out here with a broken heart just like you. I figured you've told me so much about you, so, you know, there's something about me. We both fucked up.
My trust for her is waning. Which is a bit of an odd space. Kind of one of those things where it's like she's our only contact, so you feel drawn to her, but there's something off about this. Huh. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I'm trying to think of like what would be the good descriptor for this in terms of my experience of her. She knows I'm guarded because I have been. And I don't know that I feel particularly comfortable talking to somebody who I never have seen. I have not seen her in this game. So I don't know how comfortable I feel about disclosing all of this information to her. I don't know. Especially since I've said that I want to, like, I mean, I know that there's game mechanics here, but especially since I've said, like, I want to tell her on my terms and she keeps prodding. I didn't tell her. I certainly didn't tell her that stuff. Now, I don't know if I was dreaming, like if when I was talking to Jules, that was a dream. I mean, there could be a whole lot of projection going on with me basically like loading a lot of stuff onto Delilah. So Jules saying that Delilah is nice is my subconscious's way of giving me permission to be interested in Delilah. Like almost as if I can tell myself that Jules would be okay with the fact that I'm talking to Delilah, which makes it easier for me to move on from Jules and on to Delilah, since Jules has been a source of stress and I'm losing her. It's kind of like a grieving thing. That could certainly be going on, but I don't know enough about the nature of my relationship with Jules and what's going on for Henry to be able to make that call, but it would certainly be a hypothesis that I have. It's one way to read into it. And exactly, like, it's the thing is she's saying some weird stuff. So, like, I can't decide if I don't know. There's something about Delilah that I think is conjured up by Henry. Like, I'm having a hard time believing that she's even an actual person, so much as some sort of like subconscious manifestation perhaps of what I have of Jules or something like that. I don't know. Like, I could very well be out here by myself and these be conversations that I just think I'm having and working some shit out psychologically. That would be a trip. Also, I just made my face bleed. That's fun. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's definitely... Alright, we're going to go up to the supply drop. We'll at least make it up north. I wasn't ready to get on board with that theory until I heard your wife over the walkie-talkie, right? Like, that's the weird thing. Like, he's clearly... I mean, I think it's an obvious undertone of the game that he's working some shit out by being out here. And, I mean, obviously, my wife is on my mind. So, there's no way that you would not conflate the two, but... Right, Jan? That's a great point. A great point too. Also, Titan early access is when people can access the game before its actual release date. The final product is it's basically like beta testing. I don't know. There's just something a little bit funky. I think we're probably supposed to feel uneasy at this point about our relationship with her, though, so. Alpha testing usually comes before beta testing, Titan. That's really the only thing I know about it. If there's any particulars beyond that, I'm not your dude to ask because I don't know. Let's climb, baby. You're a lot farther than the person I was watching in a much shorter time. That's because I didn't realize how fast this was going to progress when I would click on certain options, I think. Just an alien trying to learn about the human grief process. Wouldn't that be hilarious if you were right, Chico? This is like some Westworld shit here. By the way, the first season of that show, amazing. Second season, didn't really care for. I fell off that bandwagon pretty fast. I don't know if any of you watch it, but I just can't get over how gorgeous this is truly special in terms of how the art design of this game. Did this win any awards? You guys know? Ooh, big lockbox. Food for other lookout. Food for... Shit. Was that... Oh, shit. Why can't I drop this?
All right, I got everything I need out of here. Time to chow down.
Just yours, right?
Who do you think I am?
Shit.
Hey, you didn't take all of the supply drop food, did you?
No. I mean, I don't, I'm hungry.
So you did.
I gotta go.
This is like flying.
You've got a front row seat for what might be the biggest fire of the year.
Yeah, it's really going.
I'm gonna call it in. They'll send in a hotshot crew for some suppression, but I bet we'll be stuck with her for the rest of the summer. And she doesn't have a name yet. I usually think of something funny or something practical or a little risque when coming up with them. But why don't you do the honors? So, no ideas, huh? Come on, there's gotta be something creative in that brain of yours.
Well, we should just call it the Big Fire if we think it's going to be.
The big fire.
Yeah,
Well, that is practical.
always my goal.
I'm actually amazed we've never used that name.
Sometimes the best names are the most obvious.
The big fire it is. So there's this creek down the hill, and, you know what my favorite thing to do is?
What's that?
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day. And then, on nights like tonight, when it is so disgustingly hot, I have something nice and cool to drink. I learned that from my sister in Santa Fe. She'd do that with a bottle of tequila near her house and make margaritas the size of your head. You'd like it there. Are you looking at the fire?
Yeah, I am.
I love how they look at night. During the day, it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
Hmm.
I'm glad you're here.
That would be pretty trippy, Jinx. I actually had that thought, but
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Not in the same way. Why don't we both just go watch this fire and try to imagine all the old, dead things it's burning away?
yo.
You're going fishing without a license?
It's one fish, and I'm sick of all the stuff I got to eat.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have taken so much of it then. That reminds me, I keep hearing reports from Fish and Game about a problem bear they're trying to keep tabs on. Can you search around the lake for fresh tracks and just let me know what you find? There was a crew burning fire lines out to the east, and, I think sometimes it riles up the wildlife.